Okay, okie dokie. This is the first time I'm actually coming out to the backyard garden at around late October. We're nearly coming up towards Halloween time. It's also Diwali as well, which is quite strange. But anyways, let me just go ahead and show you all the plants and see which ones have been successful and some which have been failed. Okay, so the first thing I want to take a look at is the nasturtium. Although it has failed to flower as late as, well, let's just say autumn of this year, it has actually done a chronically good job of just basically setting literally almost every leaf. I mean, look at the leaves. I don't know what leaf shape they are. I think they're peltates. Someone can comment me down if I'm totally wrong here. Then we've also got some balsam, which unfortunately, despite having lots of beautiful flowers, they are actually dying off. As you can definitely tell, yeah, look at that. They are just chronically dying off. So it just goes to show you the decay of what's going on at this time of the year. And also, there's also been some very relatively bad news going on here. We've got a huge, very giant, nasty and gnarly looking weed that's actually got spikes in it. I hate to see the looks of these things. I'd love to come and do in a separate video on how do I have to eradicate those nasty long beings. And then what's even more worse, we've also got a bloody nettle that's also growing in the backyard garden, so we're starting to see some bad things coming at unison. But what's even more good is that we can also see a tomato seed, which I think it's a tomato seedling. Oops, I think I got everything wrong. Then we've also got these plants here. I think these are foxglove seedlings, which I have to say this, I don't think they're going to grow really, really well. But they have settled in really, really nicely. Maybe with a whole bunch of other plants somehow. I don't think they're going to flower this year. Maybe the foxgloves will by next year, of course, if I'm fairly lucky. Then we've got another big nasturtium. It's interesting that the nasturtiums are actually growing relatively well. Now, here's one problem slash gripe I'll have to really contend with the nasturtiums. They really don't like freezing temperatures, or temperatures are literally about sub-zero. I would say 13 degrees Celsius is the lowest that they can actually tolerate, which in a sense is pretty much equivalent to what we tend to feel in our country. Relatively mild, but certainly not warm. Okay, so apart from that, we've also got calendula. Now, there's actually been quite a lot of failures with calendulas. They have actually been growing. I think, although quite a bit of a fail, there's actually quite a lot of successful growers, including this one here. Now, one thing I should have done was to remove any excessive weeds that have just came along and grown at this part here. Now, as you can just see, the calendulas that I've tried growing, this one here is successful. Now, one thing I could have done was just basically pull the weeds out so that the extra calendulas can just straightforward grow whatever the heck they really want to do. And also this one here, I hate these things. These things are really spiky. They can really do cause a nasty, irritant sort of itch, just like the nettles when they give you a nasty mild sting. Okay, there's more calendulas here now. I've just planted them recently on August the 31st. I've got no idea because I've got saliva on my tablet. That's not very good. Right, so what's happening is that the calendulas, they look like they're shrinking down. I presume they're not doing relatively good. They're not doing really well, as sad as it sounds. So, goodbye, good riddance to these. I don't know what to do with these next. So I've actually got a few of these seedlings left. But then, as we come up towards this aisle here, we've actually got more, how would you call it? What are these flowers? Nigellas. They're basically like Nigella seedlings. They have actually been very successful germinators. Now, I wonder how they're going to handle with the cold winters I'm about to come up with. And I just hope this winter is going to get mild, but not too wet. Because for flowers to thrive, I'm not sure if a calendula is a very hardy flower slash plant to actually thrive in winters like this, because I think their natural climate is basically a Mediterranean style climate. They need, well, apart from the fact they love living on dry summers, well, I don't know what to really say. They love to live in a climate with a dry summer, as appropriately said, and there's an ambulance siren in the background. Or it could be a police car, maybe a fire engine, who cares? Yes, I've got a few calendula seeds that have actually been germinating successfully. They've nicely been grown somehow. Now, I don't know, well, how the hell am I looking at? There's a lot of Nigella seeds, not that much in the way of proper spacing, but nevertheless, somehow this is actually looking fairly quite well. I don't know how much I could really say to myself, but I think the majority of the calendula seeds I've watered earlier on, I feel like maybe it's best not to water too much. I think most of them have died because I think I might have watered them a bit too much because I think it was September. We've actually got a late flowering lavender. Now that's quite strange, isn't it? Pretty rare seeing that. It's very, very nice. It's basically surviving as a whole plant without even swearing. And yes, we've also got lots and lots of more substitute calendulas. Now, the best part about calendulas is they will set seed even during, well, let's just say, the end of the flowering season. They will also continuously flower from the following year. I might be totally wrong, but hey, you guys have to leave the comments down below because I'm not really a great gardening expert / fanatic. Now, going back to the sunflower. Yes, I know, it's so sad that this thing has died. But as you can just see, just how this sunflower has been, it's gone into a, well, let's just say a pulp or, it's got some seeds in it. More of a fibrous sort of structure here. Now, I think that overall has failed to germinate or generate seeds somehow because I planted this thing a lot more later. But nevertheless, that's by far the only sunflower seedling that I've actually planted so far. And actually the most successful sunflower I've actually planted since, well, let's just say June of this year. So just going to show you that this late flowering sunflower is just chronically amazing. So what a miraculous scenario it was. Okay, we've got more calendulas here in all different colours and different shapes and stuff. That flower here, which is yellow, is not calendula, but a different type of flower. More calendula right here. Okay, more of these yellow flowers. I don't know if these are wild mustards. Now, can you see what's missing? There's no cornflower, and there's no, I can't really tell. There's like other flower species. I've just got no idea whether the heck they are. This one here looks like it's sunk to death. These ones here, especially this big giant plant right here, obviously this one is like sunk to death. As you can definitely tell, it is this time of the year, well, because we're going up towards winter time, flowers and plants will just start sinking. And yes, there's a lot of autumn leaves right here. And, whoa! There's a centipede right here. There's lots and lots of little tiny little beings right over in the, well, let's just say in the back again. We've got lots and lots of other critters. We've got wood lice, and we've also got, like, centipedes. I don't know what lives in this bug hotel. Probably lots and lots of wood lice and slugs and spiders and whatever else lives there. Maybe I'll just put it right here. Wouldn't that be appropriate, eh? Right, we've got lots and lots of bird feeders here. This one hasn't been cleaned up. I'm going to have to try and do some cleaning up later on. Maybe in the future. Hopefully during this season, before I fly back to Malaysia. Or even, like, after Malaysia. Because, winter is coming. That's all I can really say. Thank you, Game of Thrones. Bloody hell! I forgot to move those freaking black sacks of whatever. And also, as I'm doing some gardening, I have to be very careful of these nasty blue nails. Bad things can happen whenever you leave these things around. And we've also got other flowers here. We've got some marigolds. Okay, it's nice to see some of these flowers are actually still blossoming and things. Like, the marigolds have straightforward been quite successful bloomers. Very late bloomers at this time of year. It's so amazing. I didn't actually have time to collect the seed heads, but impressively, seeing all the bellias and also the marigolds that I've just planted, it's just amazing. But there's also been some relatively sad news going on here. We've got a lot of what seems to be calendula dead flowers and stuff here. Now I'm not sure if this is the right time. I'm pretty sure it's the right time of the year to cut, like, well, let's just say calendula seeds. I don't know if they're very much calendula seeds, but I need the audience to tell me if it's right or wrong. Maybe the one thing I should have never done was to try and deadhead as many flowers. I think this one is no longer going to reproduce. That's the only thing I can really say about this plant. But nevertheless, the calendulas right in the background, they will reproduce. More balsam right here. But as you can see, despite of how much decay that I'm just seeing, and also this late seasonal blooming flower right here, which is just chronically amazing somehow. Man, the balsam is actually doing relatively well. Like, how tall? How the heck is it grown? Like, it's just growing massively tall. Like, amazing. What an amazing plant here. And we can also see there's a bird right here. I think it's a robin. Obviously, it's this time of the year. The birds start singing again. Somehow, I just saw a little tiny robin right over in the hedgerows, if you know where to look. Yeah, it's somehow quite amazing. The autumn leaves, man, they are quite beautiful to look at, but hey, a little bit emotional somehow. Pretty sad when summer dies like this, eh? Of course, yes, there's more plants here. I've got no idea whatever the heck they are. And you know what's actually missing? If I stand back, guess which flower has died so far this month? You guessed it. The petunias, they've all died. The pink and purple looking big colourful flowers, they've all just simply vanished. As you can definitely tell, the petunias have obviously straightforward died away. How sad is that? Sad, sad, sad. It's always like that once we go into the middle of autumn and to the late part of it, and then lapsing into winter. How chronically sad is that? But there's also other flowers here that are thriving well. We've got some Eriguion flowers tucked in the back. If you know where to look, there's actually quite a few of these daisy-shaped like flower things, as you can definitely tell. Chronically amazing. I'm highly impressed in the way them flowers have actually survived. Oh, that is a... What bird is that? Is that a cold tit? Very beautiful looking birds. And he's off. It's just somehow amazing. We've got a bit of... conifers, large looking, is it a fir tree? I can't really tell. It looks like one of these trees that is, I don't know, it looks like your atypical sort of Christmas tree that you plant in the backyard garden. Quite amazing. And it's basically about maybe 200, 300, 400, possibly 500 years old. I don't know how old this thing here is, but it's just straightforward amazing. Somehow seeing the rest of this backyard garden coming to life. And apart from doing a lot of gardening in terms of how much I've been planting so far this year, and even though the garden has started to decay because we're going up towards winter, okay, we've got some birds here. We've got a wood pigeon, then we've also got some feral pigeons. They're all just straightforward hawking around for some leftover bread, which unfortunately I don't think there is. Oh wait, that's a feral pigeon. I actually totally mistaken that specimen for another. And there's a magpie that has just flown straight in the background. Totally and utterly awesome birds, highly adaptable to mankind, as I can definitely tell. Anyways, I think I've actually just spoken enough so far in this video. If you want me to try and make me more of these videos on YouTube, just please leave in the comments down below. Or maybe you can just, leave it to me. That's probably best so. And what's even more interesting is, apart from the, there's actually quite a few things I might finish off. Apart from the birds and stuff, there's also some blackberries on the top of the hedgerows. They actually appear very spiky. But yeah, lots of blackberries for the birds to feast before the cold winters. Well, let's just say bombard us again. In fact, I need to hibernate. I just can't. Look. I'm sorry, I just can't hibernate. I'm a human being. If I would have hibernated, well, that's unrealistic. Fair enough. Alright, there's even more of this. Again, stupidly enough, look at the weeds. They're just taking over. This is just ridiculous. Anyways, so, if you really enjoyed this video, please give this video a like, subscribe for more videos in the future. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and goodbye for now.